Hello students, welcome to this video that will highlight the data analysis section for marketing research. So we have this Excel file in Blackboard, and we have two assignments based on this file here. We're going to go over some of the steps needed to do our calculations here. So the first thing we want to do is create a frequency table showing the frequency of each choice. This is a Likert scale showing 5 choices ranging from very satisfied, I'll type that in here, satisfied, neutral, you'll notice that every time I type something that the data is changing. So one thing you need to do first is highlight all the orange data, right-click copy, and then right-click paste special. So click on paste special and click on values. Now the data is not going to change. You have to do the same thing here. You can just type in that response if you want, or you can do the same thing. It was neutral, now it's neutral again. So we're going to use the COUNTIF function. COUNTIF the range of all of our data, and comma, click on that first label, very satisfied, close that, need some, make those cells mixed or absolutes for cell reference, and then we can copy this down. So that gives us our frequency distribution for the choices. We want to do a total here. Sum of all those numbers, including the first one, 99. Now let's just verify how many pieces of data we have. So I'm going to do a count. I'm going to do a count function for words. For text, it's going to be a count A function. Count A, highlighting all those numbers in there, or all those words in there, and we get 100. Something's not right. We're counting 99, there's 100. So one thing you have to do that's part of this assignment is to, in essence, clean up the data. There's something in this data that's not hasn't been correctly entered. So that's one of the parts of this is to go through this data. You can unhide it there, and you can unhide it here as well. And you can go through there and see if there's perhaps one of the data has been incorrectly entered. So one thing that I did here, and I shouldn't have, when you unhide it, you can see I started my data table slightly above the row that was hidden and continue down there. So what I want to do is I'm going to hide that again. And when you're doing this, you want to be well below that the rows that are hidden. So I'm hiding rows 5 to 17 and columns. None of the columns are hidden yet. Let's hide the middle columns. There. So we have to go and find one of these things that has been entered correctly, because you know there's 100 pieces of data, we're only counting 99 of them. It does not matter if things are capitalized. Oops, need to spell it correctly though. Now if you get a 0 sum here, just make sure your spelling is correct. If not, I would re-enter that function in the cells that give you a 0. What we want to do from here is create a pie chart. Easy to do. There's our pie chart. We want to get rid of these labels, because if it's really hard to tell, especially if this were to be printed in black and white, what this is. So add our data labels. We can go back and format the data labels. We want category name, value, and we want leader lines, and let's put them outside. And if we drag this away, that's the leader line there. Now we have the legend right close to the section of the pie. We can delete our legend, and there's our pie chart. We can change the colors if we want. We can move out one section if it's something that's special to do. Let's go into the scale section. Same thing here. We need to highlight all of our data, copy, use paste to special, click on that, and values. And there we go. The assignment is to do some functions for each question. We've got 4 questions here. So what I want to create a different row there and list down the functions that we want. Max, min, mean, median, and standard deviation. So count. Some of these values are hidden. So I'm counting 105. Max, this is a Likert scale. Choices are from 1 to 5. The min function. The function for mean is equals average. Median. And standard deviation. So I'll just show you what the functions I've used. There they are. Once we have this, we can just copy and paste that over or drag it over, and we get that. Some questions have more responses, some have fewer. This is based on a 5-point scale. Ensure that the data has been correctly entered. We can look at this one, and we can look at this one, and if it's a 5-point scale, we should not have a 6, we should not have a 0. So there's a process we do to correct that as well. Let's go to the scale sheet. Calculate the frequency of each choice. I'm going to go back here and grab those words there. Once again, we have this. We need to copy and paste. So it doesn't change. We want to do calculate the frequency of each choice. We're going to use that COUNTIF function again. If we highlight those numbers, make it absolute cell reference, it will work. But if we copy this over for the other questions, it's going to be counting, it's going to move over in terms of the sub-references. It's still counting B, the data in column B, but now, instead of being A33, it's B33, then C33, and so forth. So let's go back to original one. We need a $, mixed cell reference in front of the letter. We can paste that down, but that doesn't fix everything, because it's still counting. It's counting the labels, but only in column B. You need to go up here and change this to C. There's a few different ways we can be doing this, but this seems to be nice and easy. Do that for the first one, and then we just need to copy those ones down. So there we got the frequency count. Verify that the sum of each total matches the number of items within each question. So you want to do a total as well as a count A. And it works out. So there's 30 responses that we're counting because there's 30 responses given in the question. Next thing we want to do, we want to create I'm going to put these question numbers down here. What we want to do is create a stacked bar graph. It's horizontal. To do that, highlighting the question number, the responses, and the labels. We're going to go Insert, Stacked Bar. 100% stacked bar gives us this. Now we got the questions on the bottom, we got the choices up here. What we want to do, we want that switched. So go right-click on the graph somewhere, select the data, switch row column, and there we go. So we got each of the 4 questions, and this is a good way to compare the choices. And we have, very satisfied on the far left, 0 to 100 going left to right. So we can change these numbers as we did in class. We can change, or not the numbers, but the colors, representing something that may stand out better. Okay, that's the first assignment that we do here. The next video we'll go over the second assignment.